Na mtazamaji, waziri wa fedha John Mbadi anatarajiwa kufika mbele ya bunge hii leo kuelezea mbona mgao wa usawishaji wa maeneo bunge haujatolewa. Hii ni baada ya wabunge hapo jana kutishia kususia vikao vya bunge kwa kile wanadai kuwa ni kucheleweshwa kwa mgao wao. Kama anavyoarifu mwanahabari wetu Moses Wanjala, ilimlazimu spika wa bunge la kitaifa Moses Wetangula kuingilia kati na kumtaka waziri huyo kufika mbele ya bunge hii leo.
Waziri wa fedha John Mbadi anatarajiwa kufika mbele ya bunge leo alasiri, maswali chungu nzima yakimkodolea macho. Hii ni baada ya bunge kutishia kususia vikao vya bunge hapo jana kutokana na kuchelewesha kwa mgao wa fedha na kumtaka Mbadi kufika mbele yao kuelezea ni kwa nini mgao huo haujatolewa.
NGCDF is not for members of parliament. I can very well do my representation, my oversight and my legislative work as a member of parliament without NGCDF. But I know there are children in Kikuyu constituency where I come from who would not otherwise be in school today. Why not for NGCDF?
Let him come here. Let him tell us what plans he has for us. Let him come with the money. Mr. Speaker, for now, even if we suspend the business of the House, we will wait for tomorrow still for him to appear here. He will not be coming here today.
The House an opportunity tomorrow to listen to a response to a very noble point of order raised by the member for Bumula.
Hili linajiri siku chache tu baada ya kinara ODM Raila Odinga kutaja mgao huo kuwa usiokuwa halali na unaokiuka katiba, kwani kazi ya wabunge sio kutekeleza maendeleo bali ni kutunga sheria na kutathmini utendakazi wa serikali kuu. Mnamo Septemba 20 mwaka jana, jopo la majaji watatu wa mahakama kuu lilitoa uamuzi kuwa mgao huo unakiuka kifungu cha 12 cha katiba ya Kenya kinachoelezea misingi na mifumo ya fedha za umma, ila ikawaruhusu wabunge kuendelea kupata mgao huo hadi tarehe 30 Juni mwaka 2026. Mbivu na mbichi itabainika hii leo wakati waziri wa fedha John Mbadi atakapofika katika bunge la kitaifa la Syria leo kuelezea wabunge mbona fedha za ustawishaji maeneo bunge ulichelewa kuweka kwenye akaunti zao. Moses Wanjala, NTV, County ya Nairobi.
The government is at risk of losing critical financial and national security data should it terminate the contract between itself and a consortium of 3 companies running its e-Citizen platform. According to the exit clause of the deal seen by Citizen TV, Webmasters Kenya Limited, Pesaflow Limited and Oliveree Media Limited companies have the exclusive right to switch off at will the system should the government pull out of the 3-year multi-billion deal. As Emmanuel To now reports, the government may not have full control of the system as it claims.
The e-Citizen platform currently runs 22,000 government services, collecting a whopping 700 million shillings per day. It is raising eyebrows yet again after contractual details between the ICT authority and a consortium of 3 companies running the system. The contract for provision of support and maintenance of the e-Citizen platform, running from 25th May 2023 for 3 years, was entered into through the ICT authority and has a consortium of 3 companies running it. They are Webmasters Kenya Limited, whose chief executive officer is James Ayugi, Pesaflow Limited signed for by David Sibi, and Oliveree Media Limited overseen by James Kabiro, who is one of the directors. In the event of termination, the exit clause says, quote, "The suppliers shall be entitled to rescind, withdraw or otherwise uninstall all their proprietary infrastructure and resource, including all technical infrastructure, whether software or otherwise." The service providers who make their money from the 50 shilling convenience fee and maintenance cost for the system pocketed a whopping 1.45 billion shillings in the financial year ending June 2024, including 591 million shillings from the convenience fee and 857 million shillings for system maintenance. And just like the 104 billion shilling Social Health Authority system technology, also run by a consortium of 3 companies, the Auditor General had raised a red flag over the risk the government is exposed to in the deal.
The former PS kept saying that eCitizen is fully owned by government, and from the look of things, looks very different.
The members of the National Assembly Administration and Internal Security Committee raising concerns about the seniority of the government officials who signed the deal 2 years ago. Stanley Kamanguya, the Chief Executive Officer of the ICT Authority, and the authority's Director General Isaac Ochieng are the undersigned on behalf of the government of Kenya. The legislators questioned why more senior government officials, including the line ministers and principal secretaries, who are accounting officers, were not involved.
I've just read it the way it has been given to me. And I can tell you, Chair, it is very scary at the angle of national security and at the angle of finances.
The government says the deal is above board.
And concerning security and compliance control, the eCitizen system is continuously monitored via Security Operating Center, which is at the Nyayo House.
Maybe we can able to step down, have members go through the contract document, because that was the whole big issue. Maybe the DG can also at least supply us with the material needed or necessary.
Questions have also cropped up on the point of departure between the management of the system, between the State Department for Citizen Services and the National Treasury. Just like the many other Kenya Kwanza administration controversial deals which were shrouded in mystery and secrecy, the eCitizen platform is proving to be yet another bombshell that the members of the National Assembly Security Committee are raising red flags about, saying it is dangerous and risky to the national and financial security. Emmanuel Tor, Citizen TV, Parliament Buildings, Nairobi.
House business in the National Assembly was nearly disrupted as suspended other House business to demand for the immediate release of CDF and the NGAF funds. The legislators had threatened to boycott the afternoon session in protest over the delayed release of the funds. The MPs want the Treasury CS John Mbadi to make good his promise to release the funds ahead of Parliament's recess to enable MPs access and issue bursaries to pupils and students who are set to open school and resume studies in less than 2 weeks' time. Here's Brenda Wanga.
We are saying this afternoon, order number 1 is a CDF. And GAV. Order number 2, CDF and GAV. Order number 3, CDF.
From the onset, members of Parliament were keen to get their agenda known. The MPs have been pushing for the release of constituency development and the national government affirmative action funds, which they say are long overdue. The funds, the MPs contend, are needed now more than ever.
This is the worst year in terms of release of NGCDF resources, the worst. And we claim to have sent experts who have come from this house, issues which we go through as patrons of that fund, Honorable Speaker.
We have a serious problem with the devolved funds in the counties in this country. And there is billions and billions, hundreds of billions of Kenya shillings that's going to waste in those places.
The MP is insisting that the issue be canvassed ahead of the appearance of CS Treasury John Mbadi in the National Assembly. The CS, who had earlier in the year pledged to release the funds to MPs, will have his work cut out for him as he faces his former colleagues.
And Mr. Speaker, I want the CS to hear this. Now that you've promised he's coming here tomorrow, he'd rather come here after he's disbursed monies to our accounts and come here with whatever evidence to show that that money has gone there. Failure to which, Mr. Speaker, will hold him hostage here until that is done.
These delays have raised concerns about the likely impact on crucial development projects, particularly those related to education, infrastructure, and community support programs.
Mr. Speaker, we are speaking at a time when NGCDF is under attack from very many quarters, Mr. Speaker. And I think it should go on record that this House shall stand its place to defend a fund that is working for the people of Kenya, because when we go to our constituencies, we are seeking to see what these devolved funds that we are putting on division of revenue that are going to the counties are doing at a time when NGCDF is the only visible fund on the ground. So, Mr. Speaker, as we address these issues and take them up with the Minister of Finance,
it took the intervention of the Speaker and the majority and minority leaders to convince the MPs to carry on with the business of the day and wait to square it out with CS Mbadi Wednesday.
And many people, especially those who are college-going students, Honorable Speaker, are waiting for these bursaries. And the best that we can do as a House is to hold the Cabinet Secretary and the Principal Secretaries to account as to why they cannot disburse NGCDF in time.
Solution in our hands. And the House Business Committee was very firm, and Mary can confirm that CDF is at the centrality of the management of constituencies, and that CDF is here to stay, and nobody will wish it away. And that will ensure at all times that the Treasury puts CDF on the priority list of the exchequer releases.
Brenda Wanga, Citizen.